What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here. First off, I want to start out by saying Happy Valentine's Day. It is always a great day, no matter what holiday it is, to hop on the Profit Power Hour. I do these trainings if it's my birthday, even I think I've done it on Christmas before. Christmas Eve. We're always here for the Profit Power Hour. We always make sure that there is a fresh training available for you every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And well, today and tonight is no different. So I've learned over the years how to make the Profit Power Hour work, even on days where, it might be just slightly inconvenient to do, just because, well, wifey says, what are we doing for Valentine's Day? And I say, well, I got a Profit Power Hour I got to handle tonight. You can imagine how things transpire after that. But I have a very supportive, amazing wife, and she's also passionate about what I do. So, we schedule things and we make things work, right? So I am here for you. I have a great training for you. You should all be able to see the screen. And now I think you should be able to see my camera. Okay. Um, so considering it is Valentine's Day, I'm not going to go probably. Well, I always say this and then I do, but I'm probably not going to go a full hour. But I have some really cool things that I'm going to show you tonight about continuing on from what we did last week. So first, let's just get to the intro, okay? Um, Everybody can see the screen. You see our recommended vendors, Pillow Profits, Shine On, Zendrop, CJ Drop Shipping. Those are like the big four right now that we are recommending. There are also other amazing vendors out there. These are just the four that we work closely with, less closely with CJ Drop Shipping, but very closely with Zendrop, Shine On, and Pillow Profits. So check them out. Okay. Now let's get into, what we're going to talk about tonight. And if you missed last week's training, what you could do to make sure that you're up to speed. Many of you are new members. So if you're a new member, congrats. Welcome to the Profit Power Hour. I'm stoked to have you here. We're here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. EST. And it's just free training. Okay. There's nothing for sale. It's just free training. I share my screen. We hang out. We talk about some personal stuff. It's my way to connect with you. And then we do some cool training. If you missed last week's webinar, you should all have access to your portal. And I do this every week. So we'll get redundant as you attend these, but it's for all the newbies that pop on. You have access to your Access Adrian portal. And under My Courses and Software, you can hit the Profit Power Hour. And then once you hit Profit Power Hour, you can access the trainings. And then you can go to webinar replays. And you'll see we've been doing these for many, many years. But you would click on 2023 and boom, you can go watch this training here. And this is where we talked about really how to set up your flexible general e-commerce store to sell in niches such as the dog niche, baby niche, so on and so forth. So we talked about building what's called niche fan pages and leveraging those fan pages to really nurture and cultivate a passionate following of people interested in, say, dogs or baby products or tactical gear. And I think that this is going to be a really big play for many of you, because from what I've seen, for those of you that are new, you're not using the strategy. You're building a fan page called like Epic Gear, and you're advertising from that. And that's just not the right way to go about doing this. The more passionate and more niche something is, the better it typically would convert. Now, it's not always like that, but in my experience, typically the more niche I can get, the higher the conversion rate's going to be. And so this was our way around building a bunch of different Shopify stores and incurring a bunch of expenses, because every Shopify store costs a monthly fee and every Shopify store needs apps, and those could add up. So it's like I came up with a strategy by building one Shopify store and leveraging multiple free Facebook fan pages to get the same desired outcome. So go and watch this training. It was 54 minutes with this YouTube video. You can speed it up because I'm a slow talker and I might, talk about some personal stuff here and there. So you can speed it up to get through it. Now, tonight, what I would like to do is I would really like to blitz part 2 of this. And I know that some of you might be watching this before Valentine's dinner or after Valentine's dinner. So I'm going to try not to banter too much and just get straight to the point because I know that your time is valuable, especially tonight for many of you. And if you don't have Valentine's plans and you're just celebrating Valentine's Day by yourself, then consider me your Valentine's date tonight on the Profit Power Hour, okay? So anyways, go tell everybody in the group. Join us if they want to get on tonight. I don't know if we're going to fill up tonight, considering it's a holiday. It'll be interesting to see if 1,000 people get on such a awesome holiday night. But tell everybody that I am teaching part 2 of niche product domination. And while you're doing that, I am just going to go over last week's training, which was this right here. So we all have a flexible store. Like especially if my team built or my software built the store for you, we built you a store that has a generic name like Epic Deals or Gear Grabber, whatever it may be. And the idea is for you to be selling in various different niches in one place. We're using the Amazon model and the Walmart model. And so you might be selling dog stuff and baby stuff and cat stuff. And it makes sense because with Shopify, you have different categories on your store. So if I jump over here to Gear Grabber real quick, just to show you, this is like on our older template, but let me just pull Gear Grabber up real fast. So if I have Gear Grabber up, you'll notice up here, much like a Walmart or Amazon, we have categories, collections or aisles. So we have firefighter stuff, we have dog lover stuff, fishing gear, cat lover stuff, grandparent stuff, fine jewelry. We have horse lover stuff. We've got any niche you want, you can have on a general, generic, flexible store, right? So we're able to sell all of this stuff. And the thing is that not all of this stuff is going to take off, right? Maybe jewelry for you hits really hard, but stuff in the gadget niche doesn't. Maybe dog stuff sells very well for you, but cat stuff doesn't. And the idea is not to have to build a cat store, a baby store, a tactical store, a phone store, an apparel store, a jewelry store, and spend $1,000+ a month just on owning various Shopify stores. That would be stupid. So what we do is we put everything on one store. And then what we do is we create all of these niche fan pages. So a niche fan page for dog lovers that says like, dog parents unite, or dog parents are the best. New parent journey, which would be, for people that have new babies and are on this new parent journey. And so you end up building these fan pages, and these fan pages cultivate very large followings because they're social and they're passionate people. So like, for example, we just had Drake Aries, our first child, 9 weeks ago, and 10 weeks ago, and we didn't know what to do. Like, we're new parents. So first thing that Casey and I started doing is going and looking at communities where there are new parents that are maybe a couple weeks ahead of us, a couple months ahead of us, that are giving us information. And in those groups and on those fan pages, they're recommending all these products. I done bought like 3 different $400 baby swings because I keep seeing these people say this swing is good and that swing is good and this one is good for tummy time. And so you build up you cultivate these large passion followings, and then you're able to nurture them and offer them all sorts of great stuff relevant to their passion, right? So you build up this empire of social media pages and the dog niche, the baby niche, the tactical niche, the gadget niche, the whatever niche, right? Basket weaving niche. And you can leverage those fan pages for free traffic. Now, you're not going to get boatloads of free traffic, but you can always make posts and get free traffic. Now, these fan pages that you create on Facebook, they're free. They take less than 5 minutes to create, okay? And you have training and stuff on how to create a fan page. I mean, you go to Facebook and you click create new business page or new fan page. You put a banner on it, a profile picture, and a title called, Doggy Parents Rock. Boom, done. That's it, right? But now when you run your Facebook ads or Instagram ads for your store, Epic Deals, well, this page right here, your dog fan page, can run ads only relevant to the dog stuff and send people when they click your ad right to the dog section, right? Where they can buy dog stuff. Your new parent journey fan page is going to run ads for your Epic Deals store, but it's sending people to the category in the aisle, right? Where all of the new baby stuff is. And so this is how you build like an empire, right? And then we talked about if a niche really pops off, like it does really, really, really well, and it's just accelerating far beyond anything else on your store, only at that time would it be a good option, but not a necessary option, to build a completely separate store for that niche called like Pulsum Deals or something that would probably convert a little bit better because it's a niche store and you can tell a story. So when you build a niche Shopify store, you can have a story that really does create more loyal customers. So for like a dog store, you might tell a story of we donate 1% of all of our net profit, not gross, but net profit to local dog shelters, right? And maybe you post a couple of videos or images of some of the donations that have been made. And so it makes people feel good, like they're passionate about dogs. And they know that when they buy stuff that they want and they need, they're also helping at the same time other dogs and dog shelters. So new parent journey, if you were to have a baby store, then I'm sure there are a lot of great charities and whatnot for children, maybe sick children, right? Like St. Jude's, that you could donate to. So it's a win-win situation. You get to put good into the world. You get to build a loyal audience, and conversion rates are probably going to be a little bit better. But you don't want to do this until you have done this and proven it to a pretty dramatic level to where you know the juice is worth the squeeze, okay? So when I did this training last week, you can go back and watch it. It was a great training. Everybody loved it. It got amazing reviews, okay? But the question people started asking me was, Adrian, what niches are the best niches? And I was looking in our support box, I was looking in the Facebook group, and I was seeing people like posting niche ideas that were just like surefire losers. And what I mean by surefire losers is they were micro niches. And micro niches might make money for a short period of time, but generally fizzle out. There's a sizzle where you get sales and a fizzle that happens inevitably, like with micro niches. It's kind of like watching a match burn. If you've ever lit a match or seen a match struck a match or seen it get lit, let me just see if I can find a little match strike and burn out video. Let's see if I can actually get this video to come up. Okay. So if you've ever seen a match strike, a micro niche is like striking the match starts burning. You can all see this on the top left, okay? And eventually, right, as that match burns, the flame gets smaller and smaller, and it gets closer to your finger. And the closer it gets to your finger, the more it burns you, right? It starts to hurt you. And that would be the fizzle, right? As that match burns out and it starts to fizzle, it starts to burn your fingertip, you inevitably have to put the match out, right? To stop the pain, or you have to, wait for it to just go out itself, which it will, right? Same thing with a candle. So understand that micro niches are a lot like striking matches. They don't last for very long, right? A broad niche is really what you are looking for, okay? So when I pull this back up over here, I want to explain to you a little bit more about like what that is and what some examples of a micro niche would be. So a micro niche would be like, okay, a micro niche would be something that is so small and specific, it's got a small audience. It doesn't have a big audience and it doesn't have a lot of customer regeneration, meaning new customers available every day interested in that. So steampunk, rings, okay? Steampunk is actually a pretty big niche, but I would still consider it more of a micro niche, all right? So let me just pull up Google Trends. Okay. So if we look at just steampunk on Google Trends, right? It's always under 50. And then when the holidays hit and people know that, someone is interested in steampunk stuff, it's a good Christmas gift or a holiday gift, you're going to see everything rise, right? But generally speaking, it's always under the 50 level in search on Google Trends. We always really want to be marketing stuff that is over the 50 level, meaning that there's a higher propensity to buy this product from broad audiences than 50 out of, or whatever. It would be over 50 out of 100. So this is a niche that will fizzle, and you can see after the holidays it dipped really low. It dipped really, really low. That would be something that would be more in line with a micro niche. A micro niche might also be very product based, where you're promoting a very, very, very specific product that would soon be outdated, and thus like no longer people are no longer interested. So um, it's kind of like Apple iPhone. Every year, Apple has to release a new iPhone. If they do not release a new iPhone, it would be detrimental to their revenue, right? So every year that the iPhone that they're running this iPhone campaign, it's a new iPhone coming out with new features, better camera. They're always having to recreate and innovate, and that takes time. They're already creating next year's iPhone before they've released this year's iPhone, right? It's a micro niche. Now, Apple has obviously done very well with the Apple iPhone as a micro niche, but they have resources, right? Typical drop shippers don't have such resources to innovate all of the time. So we want to stay away from the micro niches that keep us continuously having to reinvent and be innovative. Does that make sense? Instead, what we want to do is we want to find niches that, like dog supplies, that are just straight up always in high demand, right? So I type in dog supplies and you can see legitimately it is always over 75 on Google Trends. You don't even see a spike in October through December, because it's just like the thing is that every day people are adopting dogs. Every day people get a new puppy as a gift, right? Every day dogs are saved from an animal shelter. Every day an animal shelter needs new blankets and needs new toys and needs new supplies to save a dog that they just, brought in. Same thing goes if I were to type in baby supplies, right? So babies, well, you can tell that there might be a certain time of the year where people are just more likely to want to make children. Because here's an interesting little dip right here. But again, it's always over 50, other than this random little spot December 18th through 24th, which is actually pretty odd to see a dip. But anyways, so I like to come into Google Trends and just do basic research like kitchen gadget. Gadget's an interesting word though. So people might not always be looking for a gadget. They're looking for something very specific for the kitchen. But we could also come in here and type in, let's just say wine. And you can see that, especially during the holidays, people like to drink. But again, it's always over that 50 and above mark. So when it comes to finding a niche, I'm not telling you to find these teeny tiny little niches, y'all, that are going to be like the strike of a match where it comes out really hot and you get all excited because you're like, oh my gosh, I finally did it. I'm making sales. They're coming in every day. And then a month later, it fizzles and you're like, oh crap, I actually didn't have a business. I had a strike of luck, because niches are like strikes of luck, right? And then once that niche is done, you're like, okay, well, what's the next niche, right? And so you can't run a stable, consistent business if you're always having to find what the next hot niche is going to be. Your business goes down, then it goes up, and then for a month it goes down, and then it goes up. Doesn't that just seem stressful? Doesn't it just seem like, you know, it might just drive you crazy to have a business that's doom, 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 and then those months where it's down, you're like, oh my God, what do I do? What's the next niche? What's the next hot thing? Let me strike another match, but this match is broken. It's not striking. Let me get this match, right? You want to do that with your business. You want longevity. I said this last week. I told you to write it down. Longevity, stability, and security. And the best way to find longevity, stability, and security, but still take advantage of the sizzle of having a niche, is to go with a broad niche. So in pulling this up here, I'll just move down just a little bit under here. And I'm not saying that you can't use like crazy small niches. There's money to be made in crazy small niches, but those are like cash grabs, right? I'm not saying that it's going to work for you. I don't know what the heck you might advertise, what ads you're going to run, but I mean, typically, if you're going for a micro niche, it's for a quick cash grab. Like something starts trending like years ago, those little hoverboards, that was a cash grab. And you can do a massive cash grab if you get lucky and you hit those micro niches at the right time. But then your business is like it's going to fizzle. So what are you going to do next? The great thing about this is you always have things people want on your store. Maybe it's not baby stuff today, but it's wine stuff. It's not jewelry stuff, it's dog stuff, right? So we have a store that is designed for longevity, stability, and security. Will it be the biggest brand in the world? Will it go Fashion Nova? No, right? Will it go Blendjet? No, probably not. All right, will it go X Fenty, Rihanna's makeup business? No, it's not going to. It's a drop shipping store. It's never going to elevate to the level of like Snow White Teeth. One of my good friends on Snow teeth whitening that crushes. Is it going to elevate to the level of, I think, over $100 million, like Ezra Firestone, another great friend of mine, such a good dude, brilliant guy, who runs Boom by Cindy Joseph, right, which is a makeup company? No, it's not going to do that, right? It's a drop shipping store, right? Um, but it has but the thing is you have the ability to test so much that if you do want to start your own teeth whitening niche store, you can. Or you do want to start your own beauty product store, you can. Or if you do want to start your own jewelry store only, you can. But you test and you see what works now and what is consistent right now first. And that's literally some of the best advice that you could get in the world on e-commerce. I'm telling you right now, that is the best advice that I could give you. All right. So one thing that we just learned is that we want to have broad niches. Let's come in a little bit more, 200. All right, so we want to have, ooh, that's way too, let's back that up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? All right, we want to have, I'm getting annoyed. How did that get so thick? Stop. I'm on a roll. All right, so we know that our broad niches are always going to be more desirable and greater than micro niches. Is everybody with me on that? Broad niches are always going to be greater than micro niches. Have small audiences and they are more likely to fizzle fast, okay? But I will say they are ultra passionate, okay? So they are ultra passionate, but the negatives outweigh the positives most of the time. With broad niches, okay, we still get that sizzle, all right? But we also have huge audiences, massive amounts of customers, right? And they still sizzle, usually without any fizzle, because they have daily new customer generation. Now, what I mean by daily new customer generation is every day people have babies. Oh crap, I got to buy all this baby stuff. Every day people get dogs. Every day people become of age to drink. Every day somebody probably tries a beer or wine or an old fashioned for the first time. And they're like, oh my God, where have I been? This is the best old fashioned I've ever had. Crap, blue cheese olives and a dirty martini is that good? Why haven't I tried this before? And so daily we have in these broad niches people that are discovering, right, this niche and are now a new eligible customer for us to sell something to, right? So there are only positives with broad niches. They're still passionate, right? They are still ultra passionate, but not as passionate. And I would just say that they are very passionate. Okay. Because you ask a lot of people I know, especially in the neighborhood I live in, how much they love their wine. Sheesh. They love that wine more than they love most anything else in life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that you can still get the ultra passionate people. Like, even for me, I mean, yeah, I'm not like a big drinker. Um, but I do like on a Friday or a Saturday, I'll have like one or two drinks maximum. I'll have three. And I love it. Like, I mean, I have a bartender I like. He makes an old fashioned, like the best way I've ever had an old fashioned. And I won't really drink an old fashioned from anywhere else other than one other place in Alice Beach. Um, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel like I let a load off. Now, I'm not encouraging drinking. I think drinking, I wish, I didn't love it so much on the weekends because it'd be better for my health and fitness to not consume alcohol, right? Let's recognize that. Um, but like I do enjoy it. So, I think I want to just go have a drink, not to get drunk. I don't want to do that, but just I enjoy the taste, right? So my point is that those of you that are asking about niches, we need to think about uh, broad niches. So I'm going to give you a list of hot broad niches for 2023. And guess what? They were also hot in 22. Um, oh, they were hot in 21 too, and 2020, and 2019, and 2018, and 2017, and 2016, and 2015 when I started. And guess what else? They're probably still going to be hot in 2024 and 2025 and 2026. You want to know why? This is why. Because they have huge audiences. They have more sizzle than fizzle, daily new customer generation, and people are very passionate about them. Okay. So, what are some of these niches? Well, number one is going to be pet supplies. All right. So, these are our top broad niches for 2023. 23. Okay. Top broad niches for 2023. Okay. That looks better. All right. So what are some of these niches, y'all? Okay. Number one is going to be pet supplies, just pets in general, you know? The second one is going to be wine. The third one, and these are in no particular order, by the way, beer. Okay. Now, when we say beer, start also thinking about people that make their own beer, that are into the special beers and all that stuff. I don't really know too much about all that. Okay, watches. People are very passionate about timepieces. Okay, so watches, and there's so many different types of watches too. Like I'm a watch collector. I love watches. It doesn't have to be a Rolex, right? I like cool watches. I like different watches. So I'm a watch collector. I collect a lot of watches. Um, let's see what else. Baby supplies is always going to be a big one. Okay, so got baby supplies. Okay, so another one is going to be tactical slash preppers. Now I know preppers might sound like a micro niche, but it's actually a broad niche. Tactical gear and prepper gear is massive. And by no means is there any indication that it's going to slow down and that it is going to fizzle out like a micro niche. I mean, even just look right now, all over the internet, people are in the news, they're talking about these unidentified flying objects that are being shot down, UFO sightings. They're worried about, what's going on in the world. And if there's going to be like, some big event that happens that sends us into some sort of Armageddon. And so people live off of the better safe than sorry. And anytime that there is a natural disaster or there is a sighting or fear of something, people rush to stores, they buy supplies. And the tactical and preppers buy ammunition and all sorts of stuff. So it is a massive, massive, massive niche. Okay. Um, the next thing is, and I wrote down a list because I was doing some brainstorming before this, and this is coming out right now. Like I think it's going to be hotter right now as we go into spring and summer, but we'll just say outdoor entertainment. Okay. Now, when I say outdoor entertainment, we're talking about like Bluetooth speakers, outdoor heaters. We're talking about games like you could play outdoor, like I don't know what it is. You throw the little sack and it goes into the little hole across, like there's two of them and you throw sacks and holes. It's not my thing, but like people love it and they love to drink beer and wine while they do it with their dog running around with a toy. Okay. Think about that. All right. So outdoor entertainment supplies. Another big one that is always going to be big is home security. Home security. So all the security cameras and all that stuff that you could sell, there's tons of home security drop shipping stuff. Every day people become homeowners and they're like, oh crap, how do I keep my home safe, right? Especially nowadays. All right, so number 9, another one would be car accessories. All right, so car accessories. Now, car accessories, again, everyday people buy a car. They want the thing that makes the car smell good. They want maybe a pillow or a seat cover. Maybe they want to buy new wheels and rims, or maybe they want to put some LED lights in their car. There's a ton of car accessories. Maybe they want something that holds their phone for the navigation. Car accessories are a niche, right? But they're a very broad niche. All right, so just for 10, even though Google Trends didn't love it, I just know what I know. Google Trends doesn't always capture everything, but kitchen gadgets is always really big because every day, right, people are cooking in the kitchen. They want to find things that solve problems, like how do I, slice this up faster, or how do I avoid having to spend an hour cleaning up and scrubbing the pots and pans. That's why when you look at As Seen on TV, all of these products are like these no-stick pans and things, or the easy bake ovens, or whatever it is. They're looking for ways to save time and get past problems and obstacles that they might see in the kitchen. And there are a lot of trendy, cool kitchen gadgets. So when you look at this, I see 10 different fan pages that we could build for our business. Pet fan page, which could be split into cats and dogs. A wine fan page, do not mix wine and beer. They do not mix. Okay. So a wine and beer, you could even do a spirits fan page. But if you're marketing wine and beer and spirits, you need to check the countries that you're advertising in to make sure you hit the age limits. You can't be advertising wine and beer stuff, even if it's a t-shirt that says I love beer. In the US, to people under 21, that could put your Facebook ads account out of compliance and thus in jeopardy of being banned. So just make sure that when you do advertise, should you advertise these, you need to remember that these are age restricted. Okay. I know this very well because I was doing a pro bono uh, advertisement campaign for a dog shelter that I support, and they were doing this wine tasting, is like come taste wine and adopt. So they had all these like wines out there and vendors out there. You could come drink wine and adopt a dog. Now, do I think it's smart to make the decision to adopt a dog after you've had a bunch of wine? Probably not. But hey, once you take it home, hopefully you're going to keep it. If you're at a dog charity event, you probably love dogs. That's neither here nor there. And I was advertising the event to 18 plus year olds because I thought, oh, well, college kids get dogs all the time. And the account got banned temporarily because it said I was advertising a drinking event to minors. And this was back like forever ago. But it was a lesson well learned that I can pass on to you. Baby supply fan pages, tactical and prepper fan pages. These are all 10 fan pages. Now, most people that don't have the education that you're getting right now for free, they would go build 10 Shopify stores, which would cost them over $1,000+ a month to operate. That's crazy. You have one Shopify store, you can sell all of this stuff on that store, and you can create categories on your store for each of those. And you can create free, completely free fan pages for each of those niches that advertise the products. So that way you're not advertising epic gear. Your fan page, epic gear, is not advertising baby products, but then also advertising shotgun holsters, right? That looks kind of weird. And that's why you build these completely free fan pages that take less than 5 minutes to set up. A lot of people ask, Age, do I have to have a lot of content on my fan page? The answer to that is no, you do not. But you do need some. And that's why last week, if you go back and you look at last week's training, I showed you Giphy, Giphy.com and YouTube. You can go find other people's already viral content, public content, and you can share it to these pages, and it keeps people interested. It makes them like your page. It makes them share a post, which brings more traffic to your page. We'll have like a whole session on going in and doing that. And so another thing is, when you find a niche that works really, really good, like there are ways to optimize upon it, and in kind of a micro niche way that still works. What I mean is that, okay, yes, you can sell pet supplies, and you could sell dog toys, but there's little dogs, medium-sized dogs, and there's big dogs, right? Um, you can, if pet supplies is working really well for you, another thing that you could start to analyze is, well, what type of dog owners are buying more commonly from me? Could I do stuff that is dog breed related? So like having a coffee mug with a pug on it that said like grumpy pug, right? In the mornings you're grumpy until you have your coffee. Bulldog owners, pit bull owners, Pomeranian owners. Like I have Pomeranians and I love animals. I love dogs. Probably like one of the few people in Mississippi that doesn't hunt. And if I see a something Pomeranian, like your boy's buying it. If it looks like my puppies, like I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? So one way to go about that is to test micro niches within a broad niche. So I did this and I started putting pictures of dogs on t-shirts and yoga pants and purses and stuff because I thought all these dog owners are coming into my store buying this generic dog supplies that appeals to everyone. Let's see if I can get some sizzle, right? And I know it might fizzle fast, but I can do that cash grab and get some ultra passionate people. But here's the thing, with dog breeds, every day people adopt pugs, every day people adopt Pomeranians, right? So you still get the new customer generation, right? They don't really fizzle out. No one's going to just say, okay, nobody ever again is going to adopt a Pomeranian. Like that's not going to happen. So what I found though in the dog niche, pay close attention here, okay? Because I got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in data on this. And based off of my personal data, which may be different than anyone else's out there, okay? But of mine, pit bull owners are the most passionate dog lovers in the world. So if you wanted to launch something ultra passionate in a micro niche, the pit bull dog owner niche would be huge because they're very passionate about their dogs because, well, they have to fight for the right for their dogs to live in many cases or be accepted in neighborhoods because pit bulls in many places are deemed, against compliance to have in a neighborhood, right? So, and they're scrutinized, right, to be a more aggressive dog brand, not brand, but breed. So, how else could we micro niche down? In the wine niche, right? You got people that love red wine, white wine. You got people that love rosé wine. You got people that love all wine. They'll take any wine as long as it's wine. They'll drink it. Okay. In the beer niche, you got those that drink the I don't know what it's called, but the special beers that have higher alcohol contents that brew their own beers. Um, you got people that love sports watches versus uh, you got people that love sports watches versus um, uh, sports watches versus luxury watches, right? So you've got all sorts of different types of watches. You've also got outdoor entertainment, home security. Home security is pretty broad. Car accessories could be niched down a little bit. Kitchen gadgets could be niched down a little bit. But yeah. So with that being said, I would really try to jump into these two niches, and once you jump into these two niches, I mean, these 10 niches, sorry, my phone buzzed and it was in my chair and it startled me. But anyways, it's, it kind of threw me off a little bit. So, 1 to 10 niches, I wouldn't say jump into all of these. I would say write these down and try a new one each month or every 2 weeks, try a new niche. Okay. So that would be your homework. Now, next week, we're going to dive more into this, and we're even going to talk about how to find really good keywords for these niches. So, like, I'll show you how to find good keywords for baby stuff, tactical preppers, all of these niches. I'll show you how we go into Facebook and we find good targeting for everything. All right. I'm going to end it a little bit short tonight because it is Valentine's Day, and I know you might have things to do. I know I got things that I have to do. I got to have, Valentine's night with the wifey, and obviously, it's Drake Aries' first Valentine's Day, so we want to just go hang out and what we do is we cook pizza every Valentine's Day. We cook pizza and we watch TV together, and I tell you, it's the best thing ever. It's so much better than going out and having dinner and all that stuff at fancy places, and dealing with the Valentine's Day crowd. So I'm gonna go have some pizza. And next week, we'll have another great training. So be here, same place, same time, 9 p.m. EST for the Profit Power Hour. All right, that's it, y'all. And I will see you next week. Go get started doing some research on products in these niches. And by the way, next week we'll actually do some product research. I will help you find products in all 10 of these niches. How does that sound? We'll do keyword research and product research next week coming up. All right. That's it. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. And I will see you next week. Good night.